I want to switch it up, so ignore the colors on my hat. But so I want to start. I want to start it off real quick. Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins. We got major issues with them. Let's get into it. Yo, another installment of Quarterback Series. We got a big show. But I want to knock out Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray at the same time. There are quarterbacks, but there are lower tier quarterbacks. There are young guys. So y'all know how I feel about Dwayne Haskins. I think Washington is going to destroy him. I think his career arc might be Geno Smith's, and the way it's looking, it looks like that way. So let's just get into him. So Dwayne Haskins, he doesn't look. I said he's a rookie. And rookies go through growing pains and this and the third, and they have to figure out their position, and but aesthetically, he doesn't look very good. I'm wondering why they took him in the first round. He doesn't look good. Now, you can probably put that on Washington. You can put that on Washington and how awful their organization is. But, he doesn't look very good. And that transitions to Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray is also with a bad organization in Arizona. But I feel Kyler Murray has more structure in his organization with Larry Fitz, and, I feel like they're a better ran organization than the Redskins. So Kyler Murray lost 2. And I'm gonna save their numbers to the end because the game, they both lost and they both didn't play very well. So that's why I'm lumping them in together. So, but so Kyler Murray looks better. But he doesn't look like, let's start off. So Kyler Murray has more upside than Dwayne Haskins. Obviously, he went number 1, right? But what I'm seeing from Haskins is concerning. You couldn't get to I had to settle for really long field goals the whole game. You couldn't get him in the red zone at all. And then we got him in the one time we got him in the red zone, it was almost meaningless. Now, it wasn't meaningless into the aspect of the game because they could have won, but it just, even if they did score that touchdown, I never felt like Pittsburgh was going to lose. You know what I mean? Even if they did score that touchdown, Pittsburgh outcoached them as a whole. And that brings me to my next point with Haskins. I just really hope the Redskins. I hope the Redskins don't destroy his career. I would love to see him go somewhere else, but we might be looking at a career backup, 2-3 year, second, third string, because I don't see superstar potential in him at all. Now, you don't have to be a superstar to be a quarterback, but the arc is not like this. Now, in Kyler Murray's defense, Kyler Murray plays in the NFC West with 3 other teams who've won more than 8 games. And we have the Rams, our guy Russell Wilson and Jimmy G. So all 3 of those, he plays in that division. And his team is not very good. But the difference between him and Dwayne Haskins is that Kyler Murray has more upside. There's been points in this season where I've seen Kyler Murray and I was like, I can build on this. The last 3-4 weeks, now granted, we only in his 4th, 5th start, but it's just it does. I'm getting bad vibes. I'm getting bad vibes. This is kind of different how I analyze games, but from Haskins, I'm getting bad vibes. From Kyler Murray, I'm getting, I got to do everything by myself vibes, which is okay. He went to a bad organization. But yeah, I had to get that off my chest between those two because those two are like extremely concerning. Here are both of their numbers, and then we're getting to the big boys. So we have the big boy, Lamar Jackson. Our guy played well in a W against another elite opponent. Now you could talk about the Bills scheduling. The Bills haven't really played nobody, but hey, they're 9 and I think they're 9-2, 9-3 now. They play who's in front of them and they beat everybody in front of them. I told on my notes I got baby slug fight, and that's exactly what this was. This was a baby slug fight. Like it wasn't as like compelling as last week's with the 49ers, but it was still compelling enough to where it's like, ooh, if they don't get this, they might not get back here, you know. So defense played well, but almost gave the game away on the last drive with all the penalties. The wind was a huge factor in this game. A huge factor. They really didn't tell you so much about the wind in the second half. I know the first quarter and more into the second, they was talking about the wind all the time in the telecast. So let's get to the numbers. 16 for 25, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. And the pick wasn't even Lamar's fault. Like I said, the wind had issues. Lamar threw it, and it sailed on him. Dude tried to tip it up and catch it, fell into a Bill's hand. So the pick wasn't even really his fault. The 3 touchdowns, really good. Unlike Dwayne Haskins, Lamar has very presence of mind and just makes very well schoolyard plays. Like with the way Russell Wilson played this week, Lamar's the front runner for the MVP, and the gap is just widening and widening. I'll talk about Russell Wilson later. But yeah, so I think I said it my right. I'm saying it again. 16 for 25, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a phantom pick. Played well. 24-17 was the score. They ended up winning. Now, literally right after that game came on, had a great game of football. The Kansas City game came on. I haven't had a chance to actually literally sit down and be comfortable and watch a Kansas City game in weeks. So let's get into this one. So they ended up winning 23-16 against everybody's Lord and Savior, Tom Brady, who had a run today. He actually looked like he's an athlete, you know. So Kansas City had a slow start. I think it was 3-0 for a minute. And then Kansas City just exploded in the second half. I think they scored like 17 points in the second half. Or the second quarter, I'm sorry. They exploded in the second quarter. That was pretty much all they did offensively. Because they completely stagnated on offense after that. Luckily, the defense was able to get some great defensive stops, especially on the end when he swatted it in the end zone. To secure the win. A lot of it was crazy calls. If the Pats would have had another challenge, who knows, they might have won, because the touchdown they couldn't challenge ended up being a touchdown, but they couldn't challenge it. And the refs didn't even go back to look at it because it wasn't a scoring play, so they couldn't challenge it. They got a lot of calls their way. Normally I don't say that, and they was playing in Foxborough, which was crazy to me. So KC got a lot of calls their way because our boy Mahomes did not play up to par in the second half. So he was 26 for 40, 283 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And just like I said with Lamar, that the pick was phantom, that's the same way it was for KC and Patrick Mahomes. I can't remember what happened, but I know it was a tip, and it wasn't really his fault. So they got the W. Real gritty game. It's a good game to watch. The Patriots actually got some calls to go against them, which was crazy to me. So let's move on to the Cowboys. Now, I just saw the numbers, listened to what some analysts said about it. I don't normally do it like this, but the Cowboys lost so bad that I just needed explanations about it, right? So pretty much through the game, it was like 3 or 10-31, and then they ended up making it close, and they ended up losing 24-31. But your score is a lot better than it was if you were watching the game. So this game was on Thursday. So I have written down Mellow of the NFL. And the reason I call Dak Prescott the Mellow of the NFL is because Mellow put Carmelo Anthony, he plays for Portland now, came the same draft class as LeBron. He puts up all these numbers, but they never amount to anything. They never amount to anything. Carmelo Anthony never went to the finals. Dak Prescott is not leading to wins. And all of his numbers always come in big blowouts. And he hasn't played well either on prime time or against elite competition this year. So what am I supposed to do with that, Dak? Like, I want to like you, but you're making it hard by being the black Kirk Cousins. Like, so that's why I call him the Mellow of the NFL. But his numbers, which were inflated because they were down and they had to throw it, 27 for 49. Way too many passes. 334 yards and a touchdown, no picks. I love the fact you can throw no picks, but you only threw one touchdown. You threw over 300 yards. Come on, Dak. I need better from Dak. I need better from Dak. So let's get into my boy Deshaun Watson. It was a rough one. It was a rough game. The final score was 30-24. But again, like I said with Dak, it was nowhere near that close at any point in the game. They got close, but I feel like it was mostly garbage points, and they wasn't really going to score. This is his stat line. I'm gonna do a post editing. But I looked at the game, and you could just tell by watching the game, he wasn't very good. He was forcing a lot of passes. He was trying to make the spectacular pass, and that's just not what you need to do. I think they underestimated Denver. I think what they did was underestimate Denver, and with them underestimating Denver, they went down, I think, 21-3 or 21-0, and it was pretty much over from there. Because when they finally figured out that, okay, we're better than this team, it was too late. That's hence the 38-24 loss. So it was crazy. Just here we go. I've already put them up, but I'm putting them up again. Bow. So 50 passes is way too many passes. Excuse me. 28 for 50. First of all, this is way too many passes. You should not be throwing 50 passes. It should be around 20. My perfect number is probably about half that. 26, 25 passes. Like, when I play Madden, I'm a balance. I'm a run-based team, so I like to run the ball more. So call me biased, which is ironic because I'm doing the quarterback series. But it should be half that. He shouldn't be passing that much. But DeAndre Hopkins came and helped them. 7 receptions, 120 yards. Most of that was on just one huge play they had down the sideline. And a touchdown. So that's that. So the Bucks and the Colts played each other today. So I'm gonna talk about their game interchangeably. Because they both played each other today. From the Colts side, to me, it felt like they wasn't built for that type of game, for that up and down the field game, that track meet game. It just looked like they wasn't built for that. So I could be wrong because they do have T.Y. Hilton. I'm not sure if T.Y. Hilton is injured or not because I haven't seen him recently. So I might be wrong. But I will check post editing. Y'all will know. Well, but yeah, they won the turnover battle, but won the game, which is crazy to me. So, Jacoby's numbers: 19 for 36, 251 yards, and 2 TDs. He played well. He's doing, like I say all the time, doing Jacoby Brissett things, checking the ball down, making great reads. The fact that I'm hearing people saying they should draft another quarterback is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Jacoby Brissett is doing what he has to do. Now, they've given up 2 10-point leads two 10 points or more leads in the last couple of weeks. But I don't think that's Jacoby's fault. I think that's predicated on the defense not being able to get anybody off the field. I think that's what that's about. So Jacoby played well, but he just didn't play well enough. He didn't play well enough. Now, Jameis Winston, I'm sure y'all can say it with me now. There's only three things certain in life: death, taxes, and I'm sure you're saying it now. Jameis Winston is going to throw a pick. Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. He threw three of them today. That's why it's so surprising that they won when they lost the turnover battle. And some of those picks, as per usual, it's like, oh my God, why did you throw that? Just, and he really makes me mad. Jameis Winston really makes me mad because he has a chance to be a great, but he has to cut down on these turnovers. These turnovers are killing him. Like, if he don't throw these three turnovers, he don't throw these three picks, he might have a 500-600 yard day. Because he went 33 for 45, 456, 4 TDs, and 3 interceptions. You can't do that. So, and his contract is coming up too, so who knows if they're going to pay him. But he's way too talented to not pay him. But he's also so careless. So you're kind of stuck in a quandary. Me personally, I think I would franchise him and then draft his replacement. I would draft a decent quarterback that I want to look at. Maybe Tua falls to you. If Tua could fall to the Bucs, I would draft Tua and then franchise. Your cap will take a huge hit. This might not be the best way to do it, but your cap will take a huge hit because I forgot how it goes, but you have to sign to the highest paid quarterback and some logistics in that. But I would, if I could get him, I would sign Tua, let Tua recover, and then if I think Tua is ready, I'll put him out there and trade Jameis. But that's just me if I was the general manager. But he's so talented, man. He's so talented that he shouldn't have games like this where he has 3 interceptions, but he has almost 500 yards. Like, that lets you know that you're talented, but you just have to cut the turnovers down. Now, Brett Favre went into the Hall of Fame, and I think he owns both records, both touchdown and interception record. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But the last game we have is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson looked very human tonight. It was so many interesting instances where it was so many instances to where he would drop back and he just wasn't able to get away from the rush. Like, you don't see that with Russell Wilson sometimes. I remember saying he was unsackable. I got that from Flimlow. He was just unsackable. And now he's just sackable. So I don't know what has happened. They need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what's wrong with that offensive line. I don't know if anything's wrong with it, but it didn't look good today. The Rams took them to task tonight. Like, I started getting ready for the videos close to halftime because the game was pretty much over. The final score. What was the final score? I can't remember the final score, but it was rough. It was rough, y'all. It was. If you didn't sit through it, consider yourself lucky. So his numbers are somewhere around here. It might be right here or right here. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put them, but they're somewhere over here. But he didn't play well, and that's why I say Lamar's gap has stretched out because of this very reason. Because Russell has not played well in the last couple of weeks. So, but that's all I got for y'all. I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all and say I got a stuff video this week because I have no idea, y'all. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more craziness that we got going on. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD, and I will see y'all later.